What's up, everybody, and welcome to this week's edition of the On Purpose Podcast, where it's our mission to be one of the most impactful podcasts in the world, and we can only do that through you guys, the audience, showing up, sharing, making sure that we're living a purposeful life and helping others find theirs. So thank you for being here, and this week I want to talk about something I've been thinking a lot about, and that is your life is your story, right? Your life is your story. In the podcast, we're always talking about favorite books, and we're listening to what other people are reading, what kind of information they're taking in. And I wanted this week to throw out the idea that our life is our story, right? And like any good story, it's going to have twist plots and turns, unsuspecting trials and tribulations, heartbreak, humor, laughter, and tears. If you think of your life as a movie or a book, it's going to have all the great things that make those stories. Like most of those stories that you're watching on the big screen or reading are somebody else's lives. A good story is going to have chapters, each leading to the next, with lessons learned, the moral test of the character's strengths, determinations, many times chronicling a setback, so that we can create the comeback. Yeah, how many of us sit back and look at our lives as a story? Right? How many of us are taking accountability for being the author, illustrator, and publisher of our life story? Are we embracing the day-to-day creation to allow our story to progress to that next chapter, to share our lessons learned, and to set ourselves up for those great life comebacks? Or are we living a life stuck in that same chapter over and over again, refusing to allow ourselves to grow past who we've been, where we've been, who we used to be? Are we holding firm to all the same old ideas and thoughts and beliefs that haven't served us, or maybe served us in the past but no longer serve us because we've grown past them? Have we given the creative power of creating our life and writing our story away? Resigned to just going through the motions, getting through the days, and counting down the time to some other milestone in life, that when we reach that, suddenly we'll become happy. Suddenly we'll become what we're seeking. That kids' graduations when they move out, your retirement. Are we living our life day to day just to get to another point in time, but we're not actively writing the story in between? We're not finding the love in the moment, the joy and the laughter, the lesson and the tears. We're the authors and the storytellers of our life. It's up to us to create the life we want, to set intentions so the universe knows what it is we want to get out of life. Our relationships, our education, our travels, whatever it is, we got to know it. We got to put it out. And we got to take ownership that it is our responsibility. It's our responsibility to live our life, to create our life, to write our life story. Because it's far too short. It's far too short to live the same chapter over and over, to be middle-aged talking about your high school glory days over and over, but you haven't learned anything new in that meantime. Right? It's time to rewrite our story. It's time to actively sit down and create what it is we want. Sometimes that means we got to give ourselves grace for those stories that weren't flattering, the chapters that weren't our best, the times we let ourselves down. Like any good movie, character flaws are going to be exposed. It's okay. We got to find those in ourselves and give ourselves grace so we can move to that next level. to see and look in the mirror and go, man, my shortcomings are actually a blessing because they're teaching me a lesson. They're forcing me to grow in ways I might not have grown if I had not been exposed. That's the importance of testing ourselves in our daily life, trying new things, challenging our current beliefs to see if maybe we're wrong, to see if there's a way we can improve. Each day, your life story is being written. And my question to you this week is, are you the author? Are you the author of your life story, or are you just sitting back and letting somebody else write it? So think about that and share your thoughts with us on all our social. And let's take that active voice in writing our life story so that at the end of our days, we can look back proudly at what we created. We look back and go, man, I got my time's worth here. I got my money's worth of the short time I'm on planet Earth. Have a great week, everybody.